I just can't believe it. It's a distress call. This camp is in bad shape, and if we don't get relief soon, I don't know what will happen. At this point, I'll take anything you can give me. We need more troops, fresh supplies, and medical relief. As if that wasn't enough, someone's been coming out of the mountains at night, stealing supplies and picking off my people. I don't know. The NCR's stretched thin as it is. I've put in requests at Camp Golf, Forlorn Hope, McCarran, but things are no better there. Maybe if their situations improve, they'd have men to spare. Or maybe they'd listen to someone with a reputation for helping the NCR. Food, blankets, clothes, tools. The Army used to ship out caches of supplies regularly. But with the Legion so active, we haven't gotten any in months. You'll want to talk to Lieutenant Markland about that. He's our medical officer. He should be down at the medical tent now. It started about 6 months ago. At first it was just supplies going missing. We figured it was refugees. Then people started dying. Always a single bullet to the head. Always from extreme range. We've lost 8 refugees and 3 soldiers to this son of a bitch. We know he must be hiding out in one of the caves up in the mountains. But I don't have enough men to send out looking for him. Okay, but make it... Yeah.
And that song ain't so very far from wrong.
That doesn't belong to you.
Oh, Lily Bell. Oh, I may have done some fooling. This is why I never fell. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle, as I go riding merrily.
Could hurt this way. And heartache number 2 was when you came back again. You came back but never meant to stay. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number.
I just can't believe it.
I can't win, but the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
We... Okay.
Heartache number 3 was when you called me and said that you were coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited.
Yeah? What is it?
On the door. I waited, but you...
Hey, if you can help, I'll take whatever I can get. The doctor's bags would be a huge help, but what I really need are medical texts. I'm not trained to deal with major psychological trauma, and we've got a lot of kids in this camp. Caravan companies are probably your best bet. Smaller traders aren't likely to have anything that esoteric.
But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
Thank you. Any help you can give would be a godsend.
Yippee-yay.
So long.
There'll be no wedding bells for today. 'Cause I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle, as I go riding merrily along. Jingle, jangle. And they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? Jingle, jangle. And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, Lily Bell, oh, Lily Bell, though I may have done some fooling, this is why I never fell. 'Cause I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, 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 jangle, as I go riding merrily along. Jingle, jangle. They sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? Jingle, jangle. And that song ain't so very far from wrong.
I have a report here that says the Legion forces at Nelson have been taken care of and that you had a hand in it. You have my thanks for that. Those guys have been giving us a lot of trouble for a long time now. Now that they're gone, we'll be able to prepare for the upcoming conflict at Hoover Dam. Sorry, I'm not in the habit of letting random civilians dictate my troop deployment schedule. I'm short-staffed, and I don't have the time to take care of some issues around the camp. I need someone to talk to a few of the officers and help them resolve some of the problems around here. Good. Let's not waste time then. Our biggest problems right now are supplies and troops, and the Legion is... Quartermaster Mays has been complaining to me non-stop about the lack of supplies. But unfortunately, we aren't getting a resupply anytime soon. I want you to speak with him and see if there's anything you can do for him.
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. As I go riding along. And they sing, oh, ain't you glad
And
you
that
jingle?
song ain't so very far
And that
from
song
wrong.
ain't so very
Far from wrong.
To the town of Alfrea rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say.
I've been hearing some rumors from the embassy that Mr. House has gone quiet all of a sudden. You wouldn't know anything about that, would
The
you?
stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
After what you did getting my misfits whipped into shape, yeah, I could spare a couple boys for Bitter Springs. I'll issue the dispatch orders.
He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Ted. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more. 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona, Ranger wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play.
Contreras is holding out on me. I know he's got
And
more
the
to sell.
swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet
So,
fairly they
Yes,
wrecked,
what is it?
and the Ranger's aim was deadly.
Well,
with
you
the
have been a
big
great
iron
help
on
here,
his hip,
and with the saboteur
big
dealt
iron
with.
on his hip.
Yes, I think we can spare a few men. Consider it done.
It was over in a moment, and the folks
Bye.
gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
This is Radio New Vegas, and I'm your host, Mr. New Vegas. And in case you're wondering if you've come to the right place, you have. If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment. NCR Rangers are being pulled off the front line as part of a campaign to
So, I heard you helped take over Nelson from the Legion.
according to an
Glad to see someone making a difference around here instead of just complaining.
Listeners have been unable to pick up radio broadcasts
So,
from Black
the Major
Mountain
has you running
recently.
errands for him.
Most are calling
Well,
this
we're short on
static
personnel as well as supplies, so we'll take all the help we can get.
Those were our top stories.
The Major let me send out some troops to gather supplies, but unfortunately they never returned.
You'll have to be shy.
I'm guessing they ran into some trouble on the way.
Between us,
You can help by finding the troops and assisting them in bringing back any supplies they found.
mad about the boy.
I sent them to Helios 1 to see if they had any supplies they could spare. They gotta be somewhere between here and there. I'd try searching the main road or checking with the men at Helios 1 to see if they know anything. It's dangerous, but not as bad now that we've taken back Nelson from the Legion. Hey, you've been a big help. I wanted to give you something for helping me out. It's not much, but here you go.
On a silver screen, he melts my foolish heart in
What do
every
you-
single scene. Although I'm quite aware that here
Better now that all those Legion troops in Nelson are dead. The NCR might actually have a chance of kicking their...
about the boy. Lord knows I'm not a fool, girl. I really shouldn't care. Lord knows I'm not a schoolgirl in the flurry of her first stare. Will it ever cloy this odd diversity of misery and joy? I'm feeling quite insane and young again, and all because I'm mad about the boy. Mad about the
It's me again, Mr. New Vegas, reminding you that you're nobody till somebody loves you, and that somebody is me. I love you. Well, you know what that means, folks. Time for some news. The Kings have been killed in a fight with NCR forces after weeks of mounting hostility. Witnesses report the King's last word was simply, don't. Move it on. Witnesses report a huge object or creature surfacing in Lake Mead. So far, photos of the so-called Lake Mead monster are grainy and underexposed. That's the news. This is Mr. New Vegas filling in for Mr. New Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
It's a sin to tell a lie. Millions of hearts have been broken just because these words were spoken. Yes, I love you. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. Be sure it's true. You got sense enough to know it's a sin to tell a lie. Whole lot of folks' heart is done been broken. Just over a whole lot of foolish words that's been spoken. I love you, yes I do. I love you. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. I can't believe that President Kimball is dead. If I take it my men weren't dead. It's a high price to pay, but these supplies will save. Thanks for finding these. You should check in with the Major. Thanks again for finding those supplies. I've already started putting them to good use.
Thank you very, very much for listening.
Good work.
Whoops, better put on my newsman fedora here.
Uh-huh.
A big congratulations to a young band of soldiers who shattered NCR records on a combat readiness evaluation at Camp Golf. Go get 'em, guys. In other news, a hostage crisis between the NCR and the Great Khans was resolved peacefully when a third-party negotiator successfully secured the hostages' release. Well, that's all I have for you. This is Mr. New Vegas wishing you ladylike luck tonight. More classics coming right up for you, so stay tuned.
We won't go quietly. Legion can count on that.
Play the guitar.
I heard you've been helping out Quartermaster Mays. I appreciate it. We need all the help we can get around here.
Maybe you're
I heard. The extra supplies will help for a short time. With all the Legion raids lately, we're running low on troops that can still fight. Some are injured, but I want you to check in with Dr. Richards and see if he needs any help getting our troops back on the front line.
was always a fool for my Johnny. For the one they call Johnny Guitar. Play it again, Johnny Guitar.
I hear you defeated the Legion forces at Nelson. I'm impressed and thankful. It'll make my job around here much easier. With business booming like it is, and considering I'm the only person with medical experience in the camp, I could perhaps use a hand. Do you have any medical experience?
You can be kind.
Excellent. As you can see, we have a lot of injured troopers here, and I haven't had time to look at all of them yet. Since you have some medical experience, I'd like you to examine them and see what you can do to treat them.
For a man like my Johnny, like the one they call Johnny Guitar. Johnny Guitar.
Thanks again for looking into my missing medical supplies. Now I can actually use them on people that need them. Excellent job. Where'd you learn to do all that? I don't think I could have done much better myself. Very impressive. As for the men, they'll recover soon and be back on the front lines in no time. Huh, the circle of life. I'll send word to Major Politely about your work here. Once again, you have my sincerest thanks.
Nelson's back in our hands. Hope we can defend it this time.
I've got a new Christmas compilation coming out soon. Nuclear Winter Wonderland. Look for it on holotape. All the latest news coming your way right now. A hostage crisis between the NCR and the Great Khans was resolved peacefully when a third-party negotiator successfully secured the hostages' release. In addition, a big congratulations to a young band of soldiers who shattered NCR records on a combat readiness evaluation at Camp Golf. Go get 'em, guys. And that's the news. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
Mad about the boy. I know it's stupid to be mad about the boy. I'm so ashamed of it, but must admit the sleepless nights I've had about the boy. On a silver screen, he melts my foolish heart in every single scene. Although I'm quite aware that here and there are traces of the cat about the boy. Lord knows I'm not a fool, girl. I really shouldn't care. Lord knows I'm not a schoolgirl in the flurry of her first affair. Will it ever destroy this odd diversity of misery and joy? I'm feeling quite insane and young again, and all because I'm mad about
Dr. Richards told me how you helped him with his missing supplies. It's unfortunate about Private Stone, but at least it's over with now. Dr. Richards said you did a good job in there. That's mighty high praise coming from him. Well, with that over with, and the Legion forces at Nelson defeated, we finally have some breathing room. Now we can actually try to strengthen our forces along the river and prepare for the upcoming battle at Hoover Dam. You handled yourself well against the Legion, and that took some of the pressure off of us. I'll send a couple troops out there right now. Watch yourself out there.
Hey there, you looking to sell?
Until the moment we met, I had no one to cling to be
Trade
just everything
out here.
to be my own true love. If this is a dream, let me keep on dreaming. Where have you been, oh my love?
Until the moment we met, I had no one to cling to be just everything to be my own true love. If this is a dream, let me keep on dreaming. Where have you been all my life?
Welcome back to the program. This is Mr. New Vegas, and I hope I'm not coming on too strong. This just in. Rumors persist about a super mutant refuge nestled high in the ski lodge to the northwest. If you should find it, do not, repeat, do not belittle a super mutant for taking the bunny slope. In other news, traders from California are being turned away from Mojave Outpost where the NCR is concerned about dangers along Nipton Highway and I-15. That news was brought to you by the Tops Casino. You'll dig us, baby. We're the Tops. And now, I'd like to play one of my very favorite songs for you.
To the town of our Frio rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more, 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona, ranger wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red, after Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip.
They got to President Kimball. How long can we hold out?
The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play.
I don't know what you're doing here. You can just leave.
Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped.
Thank you. This will keep us well stocked for a good long while.
Big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was over in
That's great. Thank you. I'm sure this will go a long way toward making things better here.
There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? The room was completely black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. I've sunshine enough to spread. It's just like the fella said. Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head?
Those medical supplies have already been up enough. This is exactly the kind of thing I was looking for. Thank you. I think that should just about cover us. I really don't know how to thank you. Your bringing me these supplies saved a lot of people.
Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in a boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be
Oh, right, of course.
She's telling me we'll be wet. She's
Really? Wow. Well,
I couldn't feel any better or I'd be sick. Tell me quick, oh, ain't love a kick? Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head?
Hoover Dam. Just thinking about it makes me nervous.
about time to get you some news. Beef prices around the New Vegas Strip have dropped significantly following an agreement between the Ultralux and Brahman Baron Heck Gunderson. One more story for you. Unconfirmed reports say NCR's General Lee Oliver may have uprooted from his post at Camp McCarran in order to be present at Hoover Dam. NCR sources say that holding the dam against Caesar's Legion has become their main strategic priority, and this move would not be unexpected. These headlines were brought to you by Vault 21. Vault 21. Everything's better when you experience it in a vault. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more, 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead, and he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red, after Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the Ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome Ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the Ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped, and the Ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron, when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to me, Mr. New Vegas, and you look extraordinarily beautiful right now. Whoops, better put on my newsman fedora here. Scavengers report hulking individuals moving around Hidden Valley after dusk, but have been unable to identify them due to low visibility. Also, a big congratulations to a young band of soldiers who shattered NCR records on a combat readiness evaluation at Camp Golf. Go get them, guys. That news was brought to you by the Tops Casino. You'll dig us, baby. We're the Tops. Here's Bing Crosby reminding us of those times when you absolutely have to kiss the person you love. Something's gotta give. Up next.
When an irresistible force such as you meets an old immovable object like me, you can bet just as sure as you live, something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give. When an irrepressible smile such as yours warms an old implacable heart such as mine, don't say no, 'cause I insist. Somewhere, somehow, someone's gonna get kissed. So on guard, who knows what the fates have in store from their vast mysterious sky. I'll try hard, ignoring those lips I adore. But how long can anyone try? Fight, 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 fight it with all of our might. Chances are some heavenly star-spangled night we'll find out as sure as we live. Something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give.
You know, I tried to measure my charisma on a Vitomatic vigor tester once. The machine burst into flames. Here are our top stories. The influx of displaced residents to the refugee camp at Beater Springs has caused a strain on rations there. NCR officials are asking for donations. Moving on. NCR Rangers are being pulled off the front line as part of a campaign to secure existing NCR territory, according to anonymous sources. These headlines were brought to you by Vault 21. Vault 21. Everything's better when you experience it in a vault. Gonna play a song for you right now, and it's about that special someone you find only once in a blue moon.
Saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. Suddenly appeared before me, the only one my arms will hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Come on.
Then there suddenly appeared before me, somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
You're listening to Radio New Vegas, your little jukebox in the Mojave Wasteland. I am Mr. New Vegas, and I'm here for you. And now the news. A hostage crisis between the NCR and the Great Khans was resolved peacefully when a third-party negotiator successfully secured the hostages' release. In addition, a package courier found shot in the head near Good Springs has reportedly regained consciousness and made a full recovery. Now that's a delivery service you can count on. You know they say that no news is good news, but I think my program would be awfully dull if that were the case. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me